hell is when you look at who you could have been and realize that you're not that person. And then I think, if I were to make that man, what would I put that man through to make him who he is? Like, it wouldn't be easy times. It wouldn't be quick wins. It wouldn't even be easy wins. It would be the toil and the struggle of achieving and reaching for things that are right out of grasp, that are right above my threshold, and continuing to do that to like lift the weight, to build the muscle, to break it down and do it over and over again, because like that's what creates the character traits that are the man that I want to be. And so when I'm going through those like really harder times, I like to think of like looking in my mental mirror of like, I'm making you. I'm not there yet, but I'm making you. Like, did you try, or did you move the fucking world to make it happen?
I dreamt this so much, so clearly, so precisely, and so frequently that it has manifested itself into reality, and that's what I am feeling right now. It's a dream come true.
Well, I expected myself to be perfect, so then I would never was, because it's impossible. So then, therefore, I'm so hard on myself. I wasn't cared for as a child, so therefore I took it on myself. Oh, if I was better, if I was perfect, then I would be loved. You know, I'm not perfect enough. I'm not good enough.
You negotiate the costs with yourself.
Backwards from the assumed success, which is why do so much volume, it would be unreasonable that you were successful.
So that was one of the dreams. And when I looked at TV, I saw Serie A, for example, I saw all the big players. And I say, if they can do it, I can do it. And that's the mentality. If somebody else can do it, you can do it. And I said to myself, I will do it and I will do it better. That's the mentality. And I believe with the mentality is 50% of the success in what you're doing.
Oh, well, it means that there's a life that you hoped to live, a life you saw yourself living, and you got pushed to the side of it and ended up not living that life. But if you do have that image of your life as you think it should be lived, and you end up not living it, that is, particularly if you can feel yourself slowly being pushed away from it, I think that's it.
And there's sort of two things happening at once here. One is you can work way harder than you think you can.
Yes.
And another one is most people work so not hard that even a small amount of working hard puts you into a rarefied strata of people. And both of those things are true at the same time.
It doesn't take a fragrance. It's not about the tabloids. It's about you putting in the work, practicing every day, practicing your vocals, practicing your instrument, practicing songwriting. And hopefully one day you write the song, you know, the whole world wants to get down to. And I promise you, one day you're gonna have your moment to shine, and you're gonna have a lot of people saying that you can't do it, and you're not good enough, but I promise you, if you go out there and you sing, and you put your heart and soul into it, and you follow your dream.
Your life doesn't change in a year. Your life changes in the tiny decisions you repeat for a year. We waste entire years waiting for motivation, waiting for clarity, waiting for timing, waiting for confidence. And while we wait, the year quietly disappears.
Everything in my life, volume negates luck. Violence is the answer. Like, these are sayings that are plastered around the wall of this office because they've been so true for me that you can brute force what you want into reality. And yes, today, we talked about trades that we're not willing to make. But if you want something, like, did you fucking move mountains?
I think the more art you create, hopefully the less pressure you put on yourself. If you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. If you keep making stuff, you just keep making stuff, and hopefully you get better at it. It doesn't have to be so, you don't have to belabor it and polish the doorknob so long that you forget to open the door.
Stop waiting for the right time, because there isn't one. There isn't one. There's a beautiful proverb that says, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago, and the next best time is today.
The vast majority of successful people have one thing in common, which is they're consistent. And consistency, you cannot see in a snapshot. You can't see consistency in a soundbite. You can't see consistency in a reel. And so consistency is one of those things. I think you talked about unlearnable lessons. I think they are difficult to learn without large amounts of exposure. And so I think those are the types of lessons that become unlearnable, is that you need large amounts of exposure in order to encapsulate the lesson itself.
For us to create an excuse for anything, it's unacceptable. It's really, really unacceptable. why would you not go for it? Why would you not take a chance? You know, Tone Bell was out here. He said at one point in time, you got to take a chance on you.
It sounds like you're not really willing to get in the arena with yourself, period. And so I think for a lot of men, when I hear that, I'm like, you're scared to know who you really are. You're actually just afraid. And that's okay, but don't fucking lie to me that you're just not afraid of who you actually are.
People are so constrained in their thinking of what level of effort is because they haven't considered what trading way more for that thing is. But they would be willing to trade far more for that thing if the trade were clear. But because they've never tried hard at anything, they just think, oh, this is what trying looks like, which might be like the occasional Google search and a couple hours a week of like watching some videos on YouTube on something. It's like, that is not trying. Like, that is not trying. Like, if you cannot count the amount of repetitions that you're having in the hundreds, that is not trying.
If you listen and you focus and you step out your comfort zone, you can achieve anything in life. Like, I was nothing about 3 years ago. I'm here now. So I think if you listen and you focus and you just step out your comfort zone a little bit, who cares if you get embarrassed? You know, anything can be impossible. But a big thanks to my parents.
The truth is, I need to become more competent at feeling my feelings and moving through them so that they don't take charge of my life, because there's something important there. And then you have a pathway forward. And that is a form of confrontation, but it's a form of aligning yourself with the truth.
The people I see winning in life don't have a perfect plan. They just take the first step and then the next, and then they keep going. They stay obsessed and they stay consistent.
Guy has to be that honest with himself about everything. Otherwise, you'd never fix the hitch in your swing, you know? You have to be honest about every single thing. You have to be aware of all of it. Every little weird fucking thing you do. Why am I doing?
And I was dying. I was living every day, but I was really dead. And so I figured it out. And once I figured it out, I was able to reborn. I was able to be reborn. I'm trying to armor their mind. I'm trying to get them the belief, because this world we live in is tough. It's tough. It will beat you down. The world and the life that we live in is the ultimate competitor. It will try to take you out. It will find your weakness, and it will fucking just hammer you.
It's like a personal curse.
100%. Go through the archives, dig it up, study it, and then use it for yourself.
Now, you've been willing to be the person, the outsider in lots of rooms. Mm-hmm. That seems to be really central to your success. And what Chris Rock said to you there was, get out into the unfamiliar. Go put yourself in an unfamiliar place. And when I look at your career and the empire that you've been able to build across business and investing, it's exactly that. It's you are willing to be in unfamiliar territories for some reason.
Yeah. See, but the real challenge of growth, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, comes when you get knocked down. Somebody said that adversity introduces a man to himself or a woman. How you handle it, that's where the growth takes place.
The more you want your life now, let's say, in the future to be quite different than what you're used to, the more you need to be able to let go. Let go of patterns, let go of the way of thoughts that you had in the last years and months. Now, if nothing changes about that, there will not come a new life.
What I'm not okay with is while I have the bandwidth of good health, fucking great mind, strong fucking like mind concept, and I can go, I can do it, I can get there. I'm not okay with wasting that time.
It's pushing the water, and there's a jogger actually. Look at this, wow. It's a Florida man right there for you, Blake, jogging in the hurricane.
Let's run away from our fears. Sure. And we box ourselves in to a lifestyle of this is all we can do. Because I'm afraid of everything outside this box. So I'm comfortable inside this box. I jumped the box.
Oh, you did? Yeah.
For the first time in my life. Mentally, I jumped the box and said, hey, I got to come out here and play.
I'm gonna go the best piece of advice came from Chris Rock, where Chris Rock told me early in my comedy career, he says, his exact word is, you don't just want to make niggas laugh. The world is so much bigger than your block or your neighborhood. He said, get out the country. Get out the country and figure out a way to make the world laugh. And comedy will be so much better.
To me, the mentality is a really simple one in the sense that the confidence comes from preparation. You know, so when the game's on the line, I'm not asking myself to do something that I haven't done thousands of times before, right? So when I prepare, I know what I'm capable of doing, I know what I'm comfortable doing, and I know what I'm not comfortable doing, right? So in those moments, if it looks like I'm ice cold or not nervous, it's because I've done it thousands of times before, so it's one more time.
And I saw myself. And I saw what everybody said I was gonna be, which was nothing. What I said I was gonna be, that conversation you have, that's who I was. So that's why I lied to people to tell them a different version of the truth. Sure. I had to make all those lies reality. I had to make them real. I had to become a real person. So that's when I put in my mind that I'm gonna go to the toughest military training on the planet. And where it has the most water, the thing I was scared of the most, I had to go back.
You realize, well, why are you putting time into something in the beginning that you don't want to see through? Why? Or just because you have like a rough moment or a rough patch, why is it so easy for you to quit? Why is the idea of quit so quick to you to come up with, and why are you so comfortable with the results of that? I shouldn't be, and that shouldn't be my motto. So we don't stop. If we start something, we see it the entire way through.
We want to talk so soft to ourselves. We're looking for that recovery day. And that recovery day is everything in your life. Everything in your life is a recovery day. We're looking for it. It's not coming. It's not coming. Get over that recovery day.
We can make it. We gotta believe. We gotta be mentally strong. When we tired, that's when we gotta put our fundamentals together. That's when we gotta be more focused. When we tired, look across the field and see how tired they are. That should give you more effort. Be like, I'm gonna beat his ass. I'm gonna get fundamentally strong. Everybody's great when they're not tired. The champions is when they tired, that's when the real champions come out. That's when that real dog come out. Because if you go piss like a puppy, stay on the porch and let the big dogs eat. Let them on the fucking field. Have some heart.
Nobody has the confidence in the decisions that you're making for yourself like you do. So if you're waiting for that to connect in the beginning stages, it may or may not. If it doesn't, it shouldn't prevent you from following through on whatever the line of go is for you. The money is never coming fast.
When you're not willing to do something, but you have to do it. This is the main point. This is why I say our mind, it's a box of surprises, and you have to challenge yourself to be consistent. I repeat something.
And my personal question to you is, why not you? You've got the brains, you can make decisions, you can study the plan, you can change your life, you can grow immensely in the next few years, you can make your dreams come true, you can build a financial wall around your family nothing can get through, you can become healthy, you can become powerful. Why not you?
Disappearing means doing the work. It means doing the work in the dark. It means building in private what you don't need to prove in public. It means doing the work when no one's watching. You stop worrying about what people think and start valuing what you believe. Because a life that looks good or sounds good is nothing compared to a life that feels good.
You're never, ever, ever, ever going to feel like doing the things you need to do in order to have what you want. You're always going to need to push yourself. You're always going to need to parent yourself. So what is the net advice on this? What is the bottom line? The bottom line is no one's coming. No one.
Everything I've ever done in my life, I didn't want to do. Everything, every day. I'm a lazy piece of shit. And I'm one of the hardest working people that ever stepped foot on this planet Earth. And I'm saying that very proudly because I know what I do. It's not cocky. I'll tell you I'm stupid, And I'll also tell you the exact opposite of what I've done. It's the truth. It is the truth.
Kobe Bryant practiced at 4 a.m. when no one was watching. Warren Buffett sat in a quiet room in Omaha reading. 80% of his day was spent studying financial statements, reports, and books. They trained while no one was watching. They built without broadcasting. They worked in silence so they could rise without noise. So, whilst everyone is putting pressure on visibility, feel comfortable becoming invisible.
And almost every successful person that I have ever encountered has gone through not a month or a year, but many years of doing work without reward, where they have to do things that other people find boring, and they have to sacrifice things that everyone finds interesting, that most people want to do during that entire season of their life. And they basically sacrifice a season of other things that they would prefer to do stuff that they would not prefer to do because of the one thing they want most. And that's the Rocky cutscene. And instead of lasting 5 minutes, it just usually lasts 5 or 10 years.
You're one decision away from changing. Literally, you are one decision away from changing. It's a decision away. You're one decision away from changing your life.
Because if you do what you want, they'll misunderstand you. And if you do what they want, they'll misunderstand you. And if you do nothing, they'll misunderstand you. And if you do something, they'll misunderstand you. So live a life that would make your younger self proud, your older self grateful, even if it confuses everyone in between.
But without the pressure, it's too easy to just not do it. You know, I'm running off not much sleep today. I've been to the gym, I've been boxing. But the pressure of knowing I've got this, and I've got the things I've got coming next, means that I'll keep rolling.
Keeps you sharp.
Yeah, if I didn't have them things, I'd have for sure laid in bed today.
And I'm telling you from the bottom of my soul, it is so easy to beat people today. They are so soft. They have no work ethic. No one can stick with anything. Everyone's distracted. They're on social media. They're counting their fucking notifications because they can't stick with shit. They can't say no.
And sometimes as you walk away from the past, you got to walk away from those who will not let you leave the past. But buddy, somebody cares, okay? Somebody does care. So just keep going. Don't quit. And just keep fighting through, and you'll make it.
The rarer something is, the more value it is. The rarer something is, the more value it holds. Therefore, if your words are not rare, your words do not hold value. Think about it. And if your signal to your horse is not rare, it does not hold value.
You don't deserve anything. It's just a question of what you can negotiate for yourself and what you can prove to the world, you know, that you're capable of, right? And then the money will flow from that.
You have to take care a little bit of your body, but without obsession. If you start today, you're gonna have benefits in the future. Doesn't matter the time. What is important, it's what you want to achieve.
Yeah.
What you want. You want to live a good life? Yes. I like to drink. I like to eat burger. Okay. You're gonna pay the bill in the future.
Right.
I think the most important is to find the balance. Sometimes I'm gonna eat a burger or chips, well, it doesn't matter. And it's important too for your mind too. Sometimes I sleep 2 o'clock in the morning because last night I was in UFC here in Saudi and the main event, it's 2 o'clock. Yes, it's quality of life too. But the most important thing, it's the consistency. If you have consistency, you're gonna be good in the future, or you're gonna be better than other ones in the future.
Because if you want the outcome, but you're not prepared to live the life needed to get it, you're just asking for disappointment.
Yeah.
I promise you, if you can actually go through 100 days of rejection, your life will change. Because you will realize that at the end of the 100 days, you're still alive and nothing changed.
No one believed in me. I believed in myself. A lot of people come up here and speak about motivation and pushing yourself, and they're not doing it. They're not waking up every single day. They have a canned speech they go off and they tell you about what to do, how to do it. Wake up every morning, Make your bed, take a cold shower, all that crap. I'm telling you right now, you have to be that person that leads from the front.
So if your day looks the same every single day, you have learned nothing. And so that means that if you listen to this podcast and then nothing changes about your behavior as a result, this was just entertainment.
Don't pretend you don't care about wealth when you're struggling without it. Don't shame ambition, then envy the results. Don't wait to get rich before learning how to manage it. Don't hide your financial goals. Speak them like they already belong to you.
Future you is your biggest ally, period. Past you is completely dead, by the way. Future you is gonna exist soon, and you're gonna wanna be a future you that you look back at as many points as possible in future you world to be like, damn dude, old me set the shit up good.
It's time to stay focused. It's time to decide, fuck clubs, fuck partying, fuck trying to fit in and socialize. Rub elbows with everybody so people can stop calling you weird. Why are you so antisocial? Because I'm trying to get it. Why are you staying on the basketball court so much? Because I'm trying to get it. Why are you out there practicing in the hot sun when ain't nobody else out there? Because I'm trying to get it. Why are you not clubbing like every time I text you and invite you to go do something fun and cool, you always studying? Because I'm trying to get it. Let me tell you something, homie. These women ain't going nowhere. These clubs, these parties, all this shit ain't going nowhere.
And one of the things, like what father always told me, you don't need to work. You don't need to, just stay focused, train, and your time gonna come.
Train a fighter, or I train some. I'm like, you have no fucking idea how great you really are, because you are using such minimal of what you have.
Is that when it feels scary to jump, Ian, that is exactly when you jump. Otherwise, you end up staying in the same place your whole life. And that I can't do.
First day I signed in UFC, like in my mind, I was UFC champion. Like it was no way somebody can stop me. And father always told me, only one thing can stop you if like, I think it's like lucky punch. Otherwise, if you're not gonna stop train like you train now, if you're gonna still focus, I don't think somebody can stop you, because you can wrestle, you can punch, you can do.
So you never wanted a regular type life? The fuck is that? Barbecues and ball games? Yeah.
Get off your ass. Yeah. And I love you and I respect you, Alex. I'm not coming from that place. I hope you know where I'm coming from. You've accomplished more than most people dream in their lifetime, and I respect that. But when I say get off your emotional ass, stop this fuck happiness shit.
Yeah. You can be anything you want to be. Remember, the saddest thing in life is wasted talent. You could have all the talent in the world, but if you don't do the right thing, then nothing happens. But when you do right, guess what? Good things happen.
I don't want to live in a hole anymore. It makes me feel poor.
We are poor, but we're happy.
Come see, come ça. Anyway, the views are better above ground. Honey, I'm 7 non-Fox years old now. My father died at 7.5. I don't want to live in a hole anymore. And I'm going to do something about it.
Like my mind was like, how this guy can stop me? I train all my life, every day, no day off. How this guy can stop me? Okay, only one way how he can stop me, like it's supposed to be like lucky punch or something like this. Otherwise, like I'm gonna try to take this guy down. If this guy stop me one time, I'm gonna try to 100 times.
Who the fuck gonna stop me? Ain't nobody worrying about me. Ain't nobody worrying about you. Nobody is going to get in your fucking... Don't nobody care. Who is going to stop you from materializing your dream? And guess what? Mel?
Tell me.
Americans be playing games. Well, what they got? I said, I'm going to destroy them out here. They out here playing fucking games. They don't even know where they live at. I said, I am going to destroy them like I'm an immigrant. Like I just got here. I'm going to destroy them.
To achieve true greatness, you must be mad. Madness and greatness are inextricably connected. You can't separate them. To get true greatness, there has to be some demons. There has to be a mad struggle in your mind, and you have to want it so badly.
That is not solving it to feel good. Not feeling good is part of what gives you drive. It either destroys you or drives you. You have to make those choices. And most of us will not let it destroy us if we don't medicate ourselves, we find a way to push through. But if If you don't have to, people go for comfort. And comfort will never make you proud. Comfort will make you strong.
That there's no end, that there's no finish line, that every day is a new thing, that you have to earn it. Still, after all the shit you've done, every day you get up and you have to earn it.
Yes. You know what's funny about that? I want you to be scared of it. I want you to be scared of it.
Because it gives you fuel.
It's great motivation.
Because the harder that you try, the easier it gets. And so it's like, if you can just learn to love what trying hard feels like, and then you do those things, what happens is you realize that it's actually not that hard because you put so much work into it, and the bar from other people working is so embarrassingly low that they then ask you how you did it, and it must be easy.
Instead of spending time getting in the mood to work, just start working. Confront the work. People think they need perfect conditions to start, when in reality, starting is the perfect condition.
I'm not okay with wasting that time. I'm not okay with wasting my time of good and I can do, and I'm strong enough to connect at a very high level. My star is bright, which allows me to go and get into these spaces. If I wait for this to dim out and I try to get into these spaces, what if I can't? Because I know where I came from and I don't ever want to go back. That doesn't mean I don't want to go back to the city. That doesn't mean I want to go back to the people. That means I don't want to go back to living like I once was. I want to go back and I want to help. I want to inspire, I want to motivate. I want to show people that there is a way out, that there is a way to do more, to get more, to obtain more. But I personally don't want to lose all that I've been able to get. So I need to make sure that I do everything to keep it. So I can't be content.
I'm David Goggins. I remember him saying it, and I thought to myself, like, you want to be able to say that in the mirror to yourself and not laugh at yourself. Mm-hmm. And the only way that I can do that is know that when no one's watching, I work harder than when they're watching.
It actually happened. Who I am and who I say I am, I am. No more lies. No more skirting the truth. No more bullshit. And that is worth every dime I've ever made in my life. And I swear to God on that every dime I've ever made in my life, building who I built, so I cap success, because I know that if I ever go 12 months out of the year and don't put every day I'm going at it, but several months out of the year, I go right back to ground zero, which means I'm just fucking David Goggins. No Goggins. No carry boats, fucking logs bullshit. It's just pick up that fucking Pulaski and dig. Hey, get that fucking pump, walk down a mile, put it in the fucking water, mosquitoes beating. You're just David Goggins. You're nobody. Because that's where my growth is. That's where my willpower comes from. And that's where it stays.
It's time to transcend. Transcend means end the trance. Whatever you say to yourself over and over again, people, you tell a lie big enough, loud enough, long enough, sooner or later people believe you. You've told yourself a lie, fuck happiness. Mm-hmm. No, fuck suffering. That you gotta be your new one, fuck suffering. Like, I wanna engage enjoyment. It's not my duty, it's my gift. It's my honor, it's my opportunity.
So we don't stop. If we start something, we see it the entire way through. And at the end of it, even if you don't like it to the highest level, you know that you put your time, energy into something that you're at least proud that you did, proud that you were able to put a period on that sentence. So we don't stop. If we start something, we see it the entire way through. And at the end of it, even if you don't like it to the highest level, you know that you put your time, energy into something that you're at least proud that you did, proud that you were able to put a period on that sentence.
I'm just happy to make it. Yeah. Cause I'll start worrying when I get 37. Right. I think that's a good age to start. 37 is 40 is up there.
I've already won. That's it. I'm alive. I've got one good friend. And this idea of already thinking of yourself as having won the game and the rest of life is simply, it's all after the finish line. Mm-hmm. It's anything you want to do after the finish line. Go have a good time.
You can't stop. You can't quit. You can't say, I'm a failure. You're not a failure. You're not. You're a wonderful, strong, intelligent youngster. Take advantage of that. Trust in God, trust in yourself, and step forward. Put one foot in front of another.
If you're choosing to do something, attack it. Because they're going to remember you as not attacking it. So I want to be remembered. You can hate me, but there's one thing you can't say about me. I didn't attack it. And the very best may not be I'm number one. The very best is, did I leave everything inside of me out there? So attacking is not like, oh, I want to win this or win that or be the best. The best is I'm running against myself and everything I do, and that's what I attack. I attack myself. I'm always questioning myself. I'm always holding myself accountable.
Talk to me about